what are we making today?
We're making sugar corn ideal. Growing up, this was one of my favorite things. They would make it many different ways. They would make it in bags or in cups. So it's called an ideal because it's made in these little bags or bags that are similar to this. You would just break the end of it and you would eat it from that side. So to make the sugar corn ideal, I have a can of condensed milk, 2 cans of the cream style sweet corn, 1 can of evaporated milk, a teaspoon of vanilla, and I'm going to use a Cool Whip, the original. I'm going to use half of that. So this is an 8-ounce container, so I'm only going to use 4 ounces. So I'm going to put everything into the blender cup.
Now you're gonna need a big blender for this. Like, what kind of blender you think? Because some people got them small homemade blenders, and then some people got them overly industrial blenders. So,
well, with this, you don't have to put it in a blender. I just put it in a blender because I like my corn a little bit smaller than it comes here. So I give it an extra blend. Otherwise than that, you can just mix everything in a mixing bowl and do it from there. I just like to put it in a blender because I don't have to do that much mixing. So make life easy.
Wait a minute. So if you put it in a mixing bowl, you can mix it to where it's smooth, like you use a blender?
No, it's like you use a container like this, you put everything in there, but just know that your corn is going to have this consistency. It's going to be like this.
It's gonna be lumpy.
A bit, you would say.
So would that come out in the ideal?
Yeah, it would come out in the ideal.
So some people might even like it like that.
Yeah, some people do like it like that. I like it like that at times, but I prefer to, just mix everything in the blender and make it real quick.
Okay. So it would have the consistency of like a Haagen-Dazs ice cream bar. Like with the corn.
When it's frozen.
Yeah. Okay.
You could actually even put these in the popsicle molds and get popsicles instead. You could, let it freeze and then you dip it in some chocolate if you want it that way.
Now, does that change the taste of it from if you blend it or if you put it in the mixing bowl?
The taste of it won't change. The taste of it won't change. Now, if you add chocolate on top of it, you're going to have a chocolate taste. But it's just, that's why I'm telling you, there's a lot of ways that you can make certain things, especially the things that I've grown up with. There's so many variations to it. It's like, man, people just find new ways to make it better, to make it how they like it. And that's what I'm saying. You could do it like that, where it would have the consistency of the cream style corn, just like that.
So now what are you adding to it?
This is the vanilla.
What else did you add already?
I add the corn, the evaporated milk before I added the vanilla, and the condensed milk. I'm like really excited because this is something I really, really enjoy, and I haven't had it in a while. So it's like the excitement is there. So I'm just gonna put half of this. So I'm using my judgment, I'm not measuring it. See, that's half. And I just take that out and I put that in. See, this part is why I prefer to use a blender than mixing it with my hand, because it'll take a good amount of mixing with your hand with a whisk to get all of that broken down. Whereas
with a whisk?
Yeah.
I thought you're using the mixer thing over there, the electric mixer.
You could use that too. But
yeah, wouldn't it be better?
Yeah,
wouldn't it be faster?
It would. And let me get my cover. And I'm going to put it on. Turn it around so you can see it. And I'm going to put on the power. I'm just going to let it pulse. And that's it. You just open it and make sure you know all the Cool Whip is gone. I'm gonna stir it around a little. See, all of it is gone. Look at it. Can you smell that? The corn and the vanilla.
Yeah, so you don't mix it, so you don't beat up the corn to where it's like a fine thing, huh?
No, I just need it a little bit smaller than it was.
I thought you was gonna pulverize it. That's why you have it in a blender.
No. And then I'm going to also add water, which is going to be 1 of this. Just fill the same can with the water and you add that in. 1 and a half, which for me is almost a 16-ounce thing of water.
So you're just refilling that can of evaporated milk with the water instead of using something else, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's how I do my measurement for that. Then I just cover it up and I let it pulse again. And that's it.
So you're holding the button for like 2 seconds, 1 second?
I would say like 3 seconds. If you want, you don't have to add the water. I do. Just know that your sugar corn ideal is going to be real sweet.
Yeah, and there is such thing as too much sugar.
I'm not trying to give anybody diabetes.
What'd you get? Diabetes, gout, what else you get? I don't know. You get a lot of bad things from too much sugar.
You get a tummy ache for one. Stomach cries at you like, what are you doing? But with this, I could have 3-4 of it in like one sitting.
Can you make that into a drink too, or no?
You can?
Like horchata?
Yeah, you actually can.
So I know some people will just sit there and drink that.
Add some ice, not a good amount of ice.
Yeah,
That's basically like,
I can smell it now.
that's basically all it needs to be like an horchata. Except that, you know, you're missing the rice. You still need the rice part of it, but you could do the rice and add the corn, add everything else. So with the rice, blend it and put everything else. But
it'll be would it still be ideal? Because you're not using the bag?
no, it wouldn't be an ideal.
You have to change the whole name.
So I'm using a 1/3 cup and I'm also using my funnel. I open my bag and I pour it in. To like right about there. I don't want any more because I need space.
So what's that, an inch before the top?
Yeah, I need space to tie it. Sometimes I do end up putting more and I'm not able to tie it, but I twist like this so that I am going to be able to tie it. And I got some tying skills, so it takes me a little bit of time, but I do it like this, you know, and then I let it come through and then I pull it.
You need tweezer fingers for this.
But you could do it lower and it will be okay. It's just that I tend to do it like that and then just push it through. get it. So like that.
So you're the one making those impossible knots on things.
I wish.
You know, some people can tie a knot so small, only they can get it out.
And then if like your hand manages to get slippery like mine does sometimes, I just use that to hold my knot and then I pull it down. See, I use it to hold it. And then I just slightly pull the little knot down. And there you go. Ideal. And then you just repeat the same process until it's all finished. And you should probably get like 18 to 22 depending on how much you're putting in. See, now if you do it like this amount, oh, that still comes out to the same thing.
What is that thing you're using? Funnel?
Yeah.
Is that a regular funnel? Like, what is it a special funnel?
It's a collapsible funnel. See, if you put too much, you can just pour it out. And you can do it this size, and the same thing you do, you just spin it around.
What size is that?
This is using 1/3 of a cup and just a little bit more. I used 1/3 of a cup and half before. This makes it easier to do it, see?
So pretty much, what was it? 3 inches from the top of the bag?
I'm not sure. We'll check it the next time.
Because some people may have different bags. All these bags come in the same size?
No, it depends on which size you want to use. Some of them actually have a Ziploc seal to the top, which makes it even more easy.
That way, if they're using a different bag, they know just fill it until it's 3 inches to the top or whatever to be able to tie it properly.
Well, you won't be able, you technically won't know until you try to tie it, what your limit is on how you can tie it. And when you're doing this, you want to stir it around before you pick up some because the corn tends to settle to the bottom. I just wipe out the stuff, the ideal that's coming out as I spin it so that it's easier for me to tie it. So like I said, I've been doing this for quite some time. Haven't done it in a good while. So I'm kind of used to making my knots. These are the ideals after it was finished. I got 21 and a half. I got a little one. So I'm just going to put them in a Ziploc bag and then put them in the freezer for, you would say, like overnight. And by the morning they should be hard and ready to be snacked on.
Around how many hours you think, at minimum, it needs to be in the freezer?
I would say at least 6 or 8. I would say 6 hours, at least 6 hours. I don't think they take that long to freeze, so I would give it like 6 hours. But that all depends too on how you put them in your refrigerator, because if you stack them up on top of each other, then that means, you know, some is going to freeze faster than others.
How big is that one compared to the other ones? You can't tell.
It's like
put
half.
it from the table. On the table.
It's like that. Half,
Okay.
I would say.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm just gonna seal this up so nobody can mess with it or try to take one before the time. And I'm gonna put it in the freezer.